bounds.
Good morning, class. Today we are going to be discussing the shape of the Earth. What? It's round? Like this? No. Are you an idiot? Who's been teaching you? Your parents? No, I am. And I am going to do it right now. You've been told lies, fiction about the Earth being round. How does that make sense to our current weather system, huh? So this, get that the hell out of here. Today we are going to be discussing about the world being flat. Good day to all. My name is Sir James and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about flat earthers, why I think their theory is wrong, and I'm going to be going in more in depth about that. So there are three foundations for flat... Man, I'm just stumbling out my words today. There is three foundations to flat earthers. Gravity, basic physics, and outer space. But these those are the three things that flat earthers don't believe exists. I'm going to be covering about gravity, because gravity is the center of everything, and it's the center of how we live in life. But they don't believe that gravity exists, and it's basically how we live. So, if a flat earth really exists, let's just assume it's about a pizza shape, and about like that, right? So the center of the Earth would be fine. It would be perfect. Things would be normal. But as we would head somewhere like, say, Canada, more towards the edge this way, we would have more of a weaker gravitational pull. So we would basically jump higher and fall slower. Like if we were in outer space, the gravitational pull would be weaker. And this is because we don't have the same access as we would in like the center of Earth. We wouldn't have like the same type of gravity, and things around in that area would become scary and mainly hard and habitable. Basically, I'll give you a brief example here. Gravity is, say, I have an object here, I toss it up, that's gravity. Basically, it's fallen, it has a gravitational pull, and the center of mass were to fall to the Earth. That's gravity. If it had a weaker, it would fall slower, or it would take a lot more to lift it up. So that's the example of gravity. Now, why do flat earthers don't believe in gravity? Well, that's because it would defy everything that a flat Earth is. For example, we'd have a less of a gravitational pull. The Earth wouldn't be able to spin, so we wouldn't get any day and night. And it just goes without it also goes with a bunch of problems if we didn't have gravity as a substantial force. So, what's the best solution? Gravity doesn't exist. Gravity? What's that? Eh? Oh, what's that over there? Gravity? Nah, it doesn't exist, guys. Let's just forget about it. Also, another example of this, if the Earth was flat, say like pizza shape, I like to come back to that, and I also like to, not say shape properly. See, I can't speak, but if there was a flat object about the size of Earth, it would collapse into a ball. This is because of gravity and of its mass. You could even test this with, say, a piece of paper. I don't have any right now, but if you crunch it up into a ball, it would stay like that and not like flatten out. It would start to crumple because it has a center of mass. And, that's how gravity exists. Even like space has gravity. Sure, it has a weak sense of gravity, but you're not going to find anything flat in the middle of space. But if there was anything like at the size of Earth, like in size of Earth, it would collapse into a ball, and that's why we have a sphere-shaped Earth. So I think we dove, enough into gravity. I'm pretty sure most of you believe that gravity exists. But what about outer space? F out of space, right? It doesn't exist. Now most people don't believe that, we landed on the moon or whatever, right? And, that's far-fetched, but it's not as far-fetched as outer space doesn't exist. Now, I don't know how people don't think outer space exists, because all you gotta do is go out at nighttime and look at the sky. There's billions upon zillions of stars out there, and they're all suns. Now, we've proven this through science and technology that they are gases of a big gas ball of heat or whatever they are. Whatever, they're gas balls. But also if we if we kind of look through on different days, like say on a Tuesday and it's a clear sky, not much stars, and we see Venus, or we see a big large planet that looks like a star, that is presumably a planet. Something like Venus, Mercury, Mars, anything around Earth in the solar system. And when they kind of align, we can see them with the visible, we could see them, okay? But we've also proven this with telescopes. If we look through a telescope, we can see the planet right there, and you know, there's just these big, large telescopes that scientists and arthropod, whatever, oh man, I hate names, man, so annoying. But anyways, they have those big things, and you know, they could identify that they're planets. So basically, if you see stars at nighttime, because nighttime shows that space exists, you know, because the sun is here, you can't really see the sky or space, but when nighttime's here, there's nothing blocking the way, there's no UV rays or anything, we can see the sky perfectly. So that basically blows it out of the water there. Okay, now basic physics. Basic physics aligns with gravity. If gravity didn't exist, then physics wouldn't exist, basically. So if we grab two objects, just example, two objects, and we drop them, they basically drop at the same time, as due to gravity pulling on them, and they have the same amount of mass. So there's nothing really to say about physics. Like, I'm not really good at physics, I barely passed it, but you can just test it out with an object. It's like, you know, those watermelon tests with heavy watermelon, or versus like water bottle or something like that, and they drop them at the same time and they fall at the exact same time. It's like that due to physics and gravity.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say I was kind of wrong about that situation. Gravity doesn't actually like pull it like what I was doing as an example, but it's more like with acceleration. If you learned in physics, it's basic acceleration, that the heavier object needs more time to build up that acceleration to fall faster, and a light object doesn't need as much acceleration, but it's also lighter, so it falls faster, or it falls slower, and doesn't need as much time to build up, but the weightier object, or the heavier object, should fall faster, but due to acceleration, that's not the case, and I was kind of wrong in that situation, so there we go.
We also have a few other excuses that flat earthers like to use or believe or abuse to suit their methods, and why say gravity doesn't exist. We'll go by this one more time. So, flat earthers believe that gravity doesn't exist, and that the object is heavier than the air, and that's why it falls. But if it falls, wouldn't it be the same as gravity? Like, if we fill something up with air, that, you know, they did at points, and it shot up into the sky, it would still fall down because of the gravitational pull. But if something was like in space, and we tossed it out there, it would float because it has a way weaker gravitational pull, and it just wouldn't work. That's just how it wouldn't work. Also the horizon thing. A lot of people use these footages like, oh, you know, it's called a horizon, you know, horizon. But if you look up the definition of horizon, it means sphere, something above sphere. It's basically, I'll show it on screen. I'm bad at explaining today, I'm a little bit tired. let's throw an excuse into there. Also, they like to manipulate the use of cameras that, you know, are by pixels. So like, they're like, oh, if we zoom in, the boat is there. But if we zoom out, it's not there. And this is because the Earth is curved, and we are kind of going this way, for example. But they like to manipulate the footage and the pixels that are on the camera by zooming it in and saying, oh, look at that, it's there. And then zoom out, oh yeah, it disappeared. So by the camera, you know, it could only generate a certain amount of pixels to load in, and that's just how it works. So it's like, what if they like loop the footage or whatever? But realistically, guys, say this was real, say if we lived on a flat Earth. Say, yeah, see this? Screw that, that doesn't exist, right? We live on a flat pizza-shaped Earth. Why would, like, we care if it was discovered? People are saying, you know, if the planets align, end of the world. If we do something, World War III happens, the world's gone. It gets destroyed. But if say people discovered that the Earth was flat and that's why the government's hiding it, because it's all the government, right? They're all hiding stuff. But if they discovered it, then who would care? I'm pretty sure that it would baffle scientists and be like, whoa, and they would be inspired to find out why an Earth is flat, and you know, gravity couldn't exist on a flat Earth. It would be physically impossible. Basically, what I'm trying to get into is, I don't think society would collapse on itself and kill itself over the world being flat. No one gives a crap. It baffles a few people, but realistically, no one would care. Like, and that's, you know, their excuse why people like are hiding the shape of the Earth. If the Earth was flat, people would be discovering it left, right, and center. A flat earther would have already discovered it, or scientists would be like, hey, look at that, flat Earth. And a lot of people use Antarctica as well as a reference. Sorry guys, my caption kind of died out, or didn't die out, I filled up with memory. My SD card filled up with memory, so I had to delete a few captions. But anyways, I was talking about the Antarctica. Some flat earthers think Antarctica is kind of like a ring or whatever, like around the planet. And this keeps in all the oceans. You know, if you see gravity, that's a lie, but I guess they don't believe in gravity, so, you know, that's some form of excuse. But also they're saying, you know, the government hides this fact because, so you don't actually go out and discover different planes and stuff like that. It's just weird and stupid. But really, that's all for this video, guys. You know, basic common sense and knowledge and all that stuff proves that a flat Earth does not exist. But I also want to talk about a little bit about why I didn't upload a video last week. I kind of felt a little bit bad about it. I didn't do it because I got lazy, I didn't want to, and you know, it's my channel, whatever, but I felt bad about it, so I'm sorry, I guess, I don't know. It's weird that I actually felt bad, but anyways, I also shaved, you know, Movember's over, it's December 1st, 26 or 25 days away from Christmas, one of the two. I think there might be more. Anyways, you know, about a month away from Christmas, so that would be exciting. Anyways, guys, just like Mike Tyson said, flat Earth doesn't exist. The Earth is a sphere, whatever. I don't know what else you want me to say. Anyway, so flat earthers are flat out wrong. But anyways, guys, if you liked the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and I guess that's all. Anyways, guys, my name's been Syrup Games, and bye!